Take a closer look. You see we've got ume plum vinegar, a lemon, organic tahini, sunflower oil, liquids, right?
Yeah, this is your foundation. This is literally what you're eating is a bunch of really high quality fats. 2 to 1 on the sunflower oil to tahini. And then just a splash of ume plum vinegar because it's like super strong, but it provides your salt, your sugar, and your acid. And so what I do is I premix all the liquids, and then I add the powdered nutrients, which is spirulina, cumin, and nutritional yeast. And a little zesty lemon keeps it fresh. So my little secret for juicing lemons is if you just squeeze the lemon, the juice will want to explode out of it because of how much pressure you need to squeeze it. If you just poke some holes in it, it just gives little paths for the juice to come out, so it comes out really easy. And you can even like poke and twist. And you're basically just juicing it right there in your hands, so you don't need a juicer or anything. And then bam, you got fresh lemon juice. So I'd say if you're doing a cup of oil, then you want to do a half a cup of tahini.
A half cup of what?
Tahini?
Tahini.
Yeah. Gives it that nice nutty creaminess.
So how much sunflower oil do you think you put in there?
That's what I was saying. I was estimating it at about a cup.
Okay.
I mean, that's the beauty of this recipe is it's proportional.
Mm-hmm.
So you can make as much or as little as you want, and the foundational principle is that the ratios of everything is what gives you the like final alchemy. With the ume plum vinegar, it kind of glugs, and so I'll put like about 6 glugs to start with. I've noticed that the salinity of the vinegar isn't consistent. Some bottles are saltier than others, and so I usually start with, you know, sometimes like half of what I'll end up putting in, just so that I can taste it and get a feel for how salty it is, so that I don't put too much in right away, because you can always add more, but
Right.
yeah. So yeah, so this is just the liquids. And then you want it pretty salty because you're gonna cut it with more ingredients too. I mean, you can just to flavor, but that's pretty much mostly what this is salt. And then, so working off the like cup portion, like cup, half cup, that was probably 2 tablespoons of vinegar. The primary powder is the cumin. Cumin is kind of the base tone of the flavors, and so I'll probably put like what is it, like 2 tablespoons. Yeah, it's a visual thing because I'm obviously not measuring.
I was looking at the cat.
So it's literally a mound Like, I kind of
Can you
visualize
spin the ball around? Maybe I can get it better. Yeah. Like
Yeah.
A mound.
the mound. Yeah. I kind of just visualize like stripes. Like I'll make a nice big mound of this, and then what happens is that'll be my like base amount, and then I can match the other ones to that. So if that's one part, then the thing about nutritional yeast is you want to just be aware of how fluffy your nutritional yeast is, because large flake nutritional yeast like this is like has a lot of air in it. So
Flakes.
yeah, large flakes are fluffy, and therefore you can use twice as much of it because it's a lot of air. Whereas if you got nutritional yeast powder, you like if you use the same volume, it would be too much. So basically, what I just kind of poured was equal volumes of nutritional yeast and cumin, but because the nutritional yeast is fluffy, it's probably about half the actual like weight. And then I do about half of that of spirulina just because it's so concentrated.
Pretty nice.
Yeah. Ooh. Okay.
Woo, hey, woo!
That's an actual bonus, but it's good for us.
Good bonus.
Yeah. And then yeah, just do your little witchy alchemy stir thing. And boom, you have sauce.
What's the properties of cumin? Like, why do you pick that as your main flavor?
Well, I mean, aside from it being like a good like medicinal digestive aid, it's also just like it's a base tone aromatic. It has like a nutty, smoky flavor, and so what happens is that provides the undertone for all the other flavors, so that on a palate experience you have like a full spectrum of sensation. It's yummy.
It's yummy. Yeah. It's super yummy.
Super yum.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean that's kind of why this is as yummy as it is because there is yum alchemy, which is basically the synergizing of the components. The sunflower is like neutral and light. Makes a really good fat base for a stable calorie intake. The reason I use sunflower oil versus like olive oil is because it's just lighter and more digestible, and it's more nutritive and restoring, whereas olive oil is kind of bitter and therefore it's more like drawing and cleansing. And since I'm using this fat as my stable caloric intake for my diet, I use a lot of it. Like I'll put that much sauce on a bowl of salad. It's a big bowl, but it fuels my whole life really. So yeah, that's why I use a fork, because then it gets all the little. Because yeah, sometimes the spirulina in particular will clump up. But yeah, at this point I just keep making it better until I can't stop eating it, and then I know it's good.
That's a good indication.
Yeah.
I just can't stop eating it. That's good.
There you go. Yay. No, that came out nice.
Next step,
Next up. Oh, yeah, we have prep.
the kale.